Job. Then Job replied, I have heard many things like these. Miserable comforters are you all. Will you long winded speeches never end? What ails you that you keep on arguing? I also could speak like you if you were in my place. I could make fine speeches against you and shake my head at you, but my mouth would encourage you, comfort you from, or I'm sorry, but my mouth would encourage you. Comfort from my lips would bring you relief. Yet, if I speak, my pain is not relieved, and if I refrain, it does not go away. Surely, O God, you have worn me out. You have devastated me, my entire household. You have bound me, and it has become a witness. My gauntness rises up and testifies against me. God assails me and tears me in his anger and gnashes his teeth at me. My opponent fastens on me his piercing eyes. Men open their mouths to jeer at me. They strike my cheek in scorn and unite together against me. God has turned me over to evil men and thrown me into the clutches of the wicked. So where we're at is a little backstory. Here's Job. Job has a walk with the Lord. He worshipped the Lord. He had been worshiping the Lord. And all things in his life were blessed. He had family, he had things, he had just peace and comfort, and the Lord was blessing him on all sides and everything that he was doing. He had such a walk that he wanted to prevent from being disrespectful even to the Lord. So he even would make sacrifices to the Lord, sin offerings to the Lord on behalf of his children, because he didn't know. Maybe they thought something, or maybe they did something he didn't know about it, but he wanted to make sure that things were atoned for, that he was held in a good light to the Lord's judgment, right? And so Satan wanted Adam, and just like he does today, unfortunately. Satan asked the Lord, he said, look, you keep blessing him. The reason why he's worshiping you is because you blessed him on everything. So the Lord knows Job. The Lord knows us. The Lord knows Job's heart. He knows who we are. So he said to the devil, okay, whatever you may do, go ahead and do, but I'm just using, just terms, surely go back to Job, Bible study, Job 1-5, chapters 1-5. But he said, go do what you think you must, but you can't physically touch, you can't harm Job. So the next thing we know is all of his stuff's gone or stolen, his maid servants, men servants, people killed, even all of his children killed all at the same time. Complete devastation, right? And yet, Job did not blaspheme the Lord. He praised the Lord. He said, the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away. The Lord is greatly to be praised. Ooh, that is amazing. That is strength in words. That is wisdom. And so the devil was like, okay, you know what? He's still worshiping you, but let me touch him. And so the Lord said, okay, you just can't kill him. So the devil went out again, and sure and behold, Job has sores, blisters and sores all over his body. And in those previous Bible studies, I mentioned, because we always bring past to present too. And I said, think about it. Have you had chicken pox before? Have you, how miserable did that feel? Here's Job, miserable. His health is horrible now. Even his wife at this point, through her sadness, through her emotions, had spoke out. And she may have spoke out foolishly, just like Job had said. She said, why don't you just curse God and die at that point? Because all the devastation, she was living through it too. Those were her children. She was part of the the household. She was the head. She was she was the mother. She so she just saw all her stuff go too, all the stuff that she cares about too. So Job replied to her. He said, don't be foolish. Don't because and that's another thing. We bad things happen to us, and we or get angry, and we may say foolish things. We may say things we don't really mean. And so Job told her, we can't just expect all the good and not any of the bad. And with that, Job still worshiped the Lord. He did not sin in that way, in any way of not recognizing who the Lord is. And thus showing the devil that he doesn't know us. He doesn't know you. He doesn't know me. He doesn't know anything. A lot of people give him, and we've talked about this before in previous Bible studies, a lot of people give the devil more power and authority than he actually has. So we have to look and see he's just a mischief maker. And he has to ask permission from the Lord to do things. He's part of creation. He's just out. Unfortunately, in eternity, he has refused the Lord. He wanted to be worshipped. He has in eternity refused the Lord. So that's why. And so what we have is we have something that wants to also seeing something that's created in God's image. All of us, you, me, everybody. And seeing how, wow, you know what? I want them to be miserable too. And that's not what the Lord wants for us. And the Lord knows Job's heart. And so he's telling the devil, look at this person. They're upright. Yes, they may have been blessed, but now you've done all this stuff to them. And look. So we're in real time now. So Job, he's upset. He's in mourning somewhat. All this stuff just happened. His friends come to comfort him. His 3 other friends come to comfort him. 2 of them have spoken so far. Well, at first they were with him to comfort him. As soon as they saw him, they started weeping, tore their clothes too. Sat on the ground for 7 days. So, which is devastating. And so then they started speaking. But in those speeches, they started also accusing, because the accusation was, well, look, the Lord doesn't just do these things to people who haven't sinned or weren't thinking about sinning. So you must have done something, so you need to confess. And Job is like, no, I haven't done anything. I'm upholding my dignity. I haven't done anything. I would like an audience with the Lord. Impossible as it may be, I want an audience with the Lord, because the Lord can vindicate me. So we're hearing his emotions too through this. And so bringing past to present, again, there's a lot here. There are times where things happen to us, things happen to somebody, and they may speak irrational. They may do something or act or whatever in a way or say something. So we need to pause. When anger overcomes us, when anger comes to us, when things that make us scared or make us upset comes to us, the first thing we need to do is turn to the Lord. The Lord has the answer. The Lord has the comfort. He has the love. And he's already fighting our battles for us. He's already out. He's not in the background. He's always in the foreground. He's always doing things. He already knows. We also see that it's okay to go and comfort others when people are going through tragedies and such. Comfort, be empathetic, love, be a representative of comfort and love, just like the Lord shows us over and over again. Do not be afraid. Tell that person, do not be afraid. Take their hand, tell that person, do not be afraid. Pray with them. We also have when providing advice, make sure, stop and talk to the Lord yourself. Talk to the Lord, because we don't want to use our thoughts and feelings, because we may do exactly like his two friends are. Well, you must have did something to cause this, or you must have did something to for this to happen to you. It just brought up something, but I'm gonna bring that up in just a moment. So you must have done something, or and what comes to mind is there's uncontrollables, and I talked about that in the previous Bible study too, about how we got to watch out, because there's things in life that we haven't done anything, we haven't controlled, but they unfortunate circumstances happen, unfortunate things happen still, things that we had nothing to do with and we can't control. So we got to watch out for those, but always make sure that if we are comforting somebody, speaking through wisdom, speaking through love, praying with them, asking the Lord for guidance and comfort as well. Before we go on, what kind of thoughts or feelings come to your mind? How does it make you feel, and what does it make you think?